Hey Dreamers, this is Jane. Welcome back for another Journal with Me episode. I am finally here to complete my November 2022 favorites for the month regarding entertainment. So, the TV shows I watched, books that I read, and the music that I happen to be listening to on repeat. Excuse me, I just knocked my headphone. Anyway, I am using one of the film strips from a recent purchase of mine. It's from the 49 and Market Spectrum Gardenia collection, if I am not mistaken, and it came in handy because usually if I use one of those film strips, it usually only has like two places. But thankfully, this one had five, and as I said, it was right on. Dang, I did it again. It was right on time because there was so much, even though I feel like I didn't watch that much this month, there was so much that I watched that I loved. So I wanted to, I like to feature the ones that I like the most. So yeah, definitely had to feature all of these things for my November faves. Inside Man, absolutely bonkers. See, it was the final season. It was so good. That show, it is excellent from start to finish. From season one through the last season, which is three seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And then I had been in the middle of a re-binge of Supernatural. I had started like way back in July of 2022, June or July, and I finally finished up in November. And then, of course, Wednesday came out, and I think that was pretty popular among a lot of people. And also, Wakanda Forever dropped this month as well. So, definitely had to check that out. And I ended up going to the movies twice to see that, and have watched it several times on Disney Plus since it has come out. I think it dropped on Disney Plus in like sometime in February this year. But anyway, so I got those featured, and of course, I will end up writing my watch list down here. And I skipped, like I said, I didn't watch that much, so I end up like skipping lines just so it'll all fit on the page there. And I lettered out November faves, and you can barely see it, but I will go back and like do some shadow work or whatever. I don't know why I did this with this washi tape, but it is what it is now, and I overall end up liking the way that the spread turns out here. But I did finally end up using the washi tape that I just bought, that multicolored grid washi from Pipsticks. Oh my god, it is so pretty, and I have used it on a few other things, and I can't get enough of it. So I'm heavily considering going back and buying a few more just to have in my stash for a while. So as you can see here, it's where I'm finally doing some shadows. But this marker, it's Faber Castell Pit Artist pen, is so light that you can barely even see it. I can see it when I'm looking at it, but doesn't show up very well on camera. Anyway, I am using my Dymo label maker just to label out binge there, and here I will finally get my watch list down and completed. Now, I will say there are sometimes when I am doing my journaling that I will get the spread down first and then decide later I want to go back and add some color into it. This was one of those spreads. Unfortunately, I forgot that I wrote my watch list down in just a regular pen and not a pen that it's fine if you like watercolor over everything. So it ends up kind of getting like smudged a little bit or whatever. So I end up going over everything again. Everything that I've written down in that pen, I end up going over it again with my uni pen. But honestly, by that time, it doesn't help much. So just a tip for you all: if there's a possibility that you want to go back in and watercolor over some things, and you know that you've written some, you know that you have to write stuff down, use an archival pen or a pen that it doesn't matter if you go back over it with watercolors, it won't smudge. From now on, I'll probably just be using my uni pen. So if on the whim I decide that I do want to go over it in watercolor, I'm good. And I don't have to worry about smudging and smearing and all of that kind of stuff. And so I'm just getting my book list written out for the month. I will honestly say I didn't really go for the books this month. Oh, okay. Let me amend that. The Poet X, it was cool. I'm gonna say this. I didn't get the hype of these books because people really hyped up the Poet X and instructions for dancing, and I personally was just a little disappointed in both books. Now, it is a whole other beast. And I have very mixed feelings about this book, and I will expound later on when I do my flip for the month of November 2022, because I have thoughts, okay? I have thoughts on it. Anyway, and moving on, I'm finally getting the music I was listening to on repeat, which was mainly this one song. And when I tell you all, Chef's Kiss, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Connor Maynard by now. This kid that he started like just by doing covers of other people or whatever, but I think he's making his own music now. Anyway, this one happened to pop up on one of my playlists one day, and I couldn't stop listening to it. And it was, I think it may have made my top five, I can't remember, of last year on Spotify. And I still to this day listen to this song on repeat. I love it that much. It is called "Waste Your Time," again called by Connor Maynard. So check it out. God, I keep hitting my freaking thing. I will talk more about it during my flip. So that pretty much wraps this up. Of course, I'm gonna get some of the lyrics down here, and then I will go back through and uh, like I said, I pull my watercolors out. I add just a touch of watercolor here and there. I don't like watercolor the entire thing. I just want to get some pops of color in there that will bring out that purple that I'm using there, and also like a little bit of the blue that's in that washi tape, and kind of that bluish color that's over there by the Wednesday poster or whatever. So here's where you see. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I see it when it starts smudging. So that's what I'm like. I'm trying to go in between the words here, and then finally I decided to go back over it with my uni. It's a mess, but anyway, so that's it. And then I end up adding a couple more decorations with some of the printable downloads that I made stickers of from the Reset Girl, and that will pretty much wrap this up. If you have any comments or questions about anything, feel free to leave those below. I trust that everyone has been safe and well, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.